Hello everybody! Today we are going to make this PVC Irish whistle. All the measurements, diameters and stuff are in the description. So first of all, we need a PVC tube. And we have to cut this tube into 3 pieces. The first piece is 20 centimeters long. The second one is 8.5 centimeters. And the third, the last one, has its mark on 2 centimeters. What I have is this little helper here, which allows me to cut in the right angle. Now we have 3 pieces. We will take this one for the head. Now you will need your pencil and you're going to draw a U shape on one of the ends of the tube. You don't have to be super exact with that. The next thing you will need are scissors to cut 2 times, like that. The way how we remove this is just to bend up and start to turn it right and left until it eventually comes off. Then you will take a file and clear out this area. You're going to make the labium by filing on top and from the inside, so it becomes like a sharp edge. This really could take some time. And don't let this edge come too thin. This maybe needs some practice. Don't expect that your first flute is going to be perfect. It's a process. I'm making flutes since 2014, so quite some time. Next, we're gonna make the block made of a wooden rod. The rod should be a little bit wider in the diameter than your tubing. When the rod is actually a little bit smaller, you might want to add some glue so it doesn't move around. I also got a wood block prepared, and as you can see, the top of the block is already filed and sanded down, so air can travel to the edge of the flute head. The U shape should be roughly the size of your filed and sanded down wood block. The next step is pretty straightforward. You take your shortest tube and cut it once lengthwise so you end up with this. Now you can put this tube over the head of your flute. So now it looks like this. When you blow into your flute head, you should get the first sound of your flute. From that on, you have to experiment with the gap in between the wooden block and the edge itself, so how much you are going to file further or even round up the edge. It's really something you have to experiment with. Take your time and try to make it as good as possible. We are going to cut the rests of the PVC pipe off, and of course the rest of the wood. Also feel free to sand the wooden block and the PVC to an angle. You can also experiment with different positions of the individual parts. There is some certain point of sweet spot you have to find to get the best out of your upcoming flute. For the chanter, we will need the longest tube we cut before. Also take some tape and stick it onto your pipe. Now we are going to mark the finger holes. The first finger hole is at 4.1 centimeters. The second one is on 6.8. The third one is on 8.2. The fourth is on 10 centimeters and 7 millimeters right here. Fifth finger hole on 13.1 centimeters, and the highest finger hole is on 14.7 centimeters. To get all the finger holes in one row, I make a second mark right across the whole flute body. You can use a ruler, or you make yourself something like that, which is really handy. Cause now we are going to use a pricking awl to further mark the position of the finger holes. This will help a lot when it comes to actually drilling the holes. Just be careful, because you don't want to slip off the pipe. This happened to me several times, and this is why I have this thing. Just make sure to go through the PVC pipe. So we got 3 drills, 7 millimeters, 6.5 and 5 millimeters. We're going to start with the 7 millimeters, finger hole number 1, finger hole number 2, number 4. Time to change to the 6.5 millimeter drill to drill the 5th and the 6th hole. Now for the 3rd hole, take the 5.0 still. Remove the tape. Take a piece of fine sanding paper and maybe also use a file to clear out the holes. So now it's time to connect all the pieces. We are going to take our PVC sleeve to connect the two pieces. We are almost finished. Now we have to tune the flute. First you have to tune your root note, so your low D, by sliding in or out the flute head or flute body. You will need some kind of tuner. You can use your phone or a chromatic tuner. If the root note is too sharp, like in this example, you have to slide a little bit out. Both low and high D should be pretty easy to get in tune. After you tuned your root note, you lift your first finger . It's really important to check your air pressure. It should be possible to play in tune all over the flute in the first octave without changing your air pressure. This may take some practice and time. So let's check the D. And then go up to the second note, the E. I can see I'm a little bit flat, which is exactly what I wanted. So carefully expand the finger hole and always check after a few moments of filing. Still a little bit flat. Always compare with the second octave. Clear out the holes, maybe some sanding. Check again. Perfect. So you will repeat this on every finger hole. If your file is a little bit too big for a finger hole, try to expand it by turning the file until you get in. And carefully expand the finger hole further until you reach the exact note. Always check the whole scale, make sure everything is in tune. Maybe I want to file on the inside and sand also on the outside. Feel free to sand the rest of the flute, to make little adjustments, clear everything out, and well, have fun playing. thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, watch my other videos, and also maybe you want to check out my Bandcamp page as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below. Well, see you soon!